Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from the Backbone Bourbon Company. This is a big bash American whiskey, coming in at a 55% ABV. No official age statement on the bottle. So for full disclosure, I reached out to Backbone Bourbon Company for a review sample. They were kind enough to send this over for us to take a look at and to review, so just keeping that transparency open. So Backbone Bourbon Company is based out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and they are a sourcer of MGP whiskey. And they're very transparent and proud of that, as they should be. MGP makes great whiskey. But the big thing here is we love transparency. So when it comes to either finishing or blends, they tell us all that kind of good nitty-gritty details that we love to see. This one is kind of taking me for a loop, and I don't quite know what's going on here, and I'm really kind of excited about it. So they tell us this is a blend of a couple different whiskeys, basically a 95% rye, 5% malted barley, the 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley, and then a 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% malted barley. And then they put it into a finishing barrel as well. So I think that just means basically a second barreling process on this one, because they don't really tell us what finishing they're doing. So I'm going to assume they're just meaning they're finishing it in a secondary barrel, which is really interesting. So let's go ahead and jump into things and see how it goes. As always, we're going to be trying it two different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member if you'd like. If you're interested in some other reviews over Backbone Bourbon Company, their links will be up above and down below, so you can check out those videos afterwards, along with a link to their website, so you can learn about them, kind of read up, and see how they do their blends. Nice dark yellow color, kind of an amberish. Yeah, all right, let's go for notes. Man, that's a very sweet whiskey. I'm digging that already. I'm almost getting like banana bread. And I think, man, yeah, like a banana bread. The rye is playing in there well, bringing across a little bit of spice. You get the oak vanilla caramel, don't get me wrong. But there's like a banana note, like banana bread. Like the kind of banana bread your grandma makes. Just very subtle sweet. Nice grains. And being that there's a lot of rye in this mash bill, that rye characteristic is coming through. I wouldn't necessarily come across like herbal or medicinal like a lot of Indiana rye can be. Like a nice grain spiciness. Loving the caramel in there. Very sugary sweet as well. No ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. It is 55%, so you do get a bit of barrel warmth going on here. But it's not necessarily off-putting or any kind of like, ooh, it smells like alcohol kind of notes. But it's a very classic with that bit of sweetness in there. I like that. Let's go for a taste. Wow. If you would have told me that was finished in a toasted barrel, I would have believed you. Oh, and it just keeps going too. It's sweet. That is almost sherry cask sweet now. So it starts off a lot of good classic notes. The oaks, the vanillas, the caramels, the charriness. But for me, a lot of times toasted casks bring out an extra wood sugar sweetness to it. And it started getting that way. Get a little bit of that apple sweetness, a little bit of banana going on. And then you get almost like a sherry cask sweetness in there. That's phenomenal. I really like that. I was not expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, because I was like, okay, if they're using a second barrel, I'm interested. I can see why they call this big bash, because there's just got a great amount of flavor going on here. Got some good brown sugars going on in here. For me, a lot of times MGP can bring across orange or orange zest, and it definitely brings across a little bit of that orange, almost like if you've ever been to a cocktail lounge where they blowtorch an orange, like orange rind before they put it into your old fashioned, kind of reminds me of that too. That is unique. It's very sweet. Again, that finishing cast they're using on this, phenomenal. The blending technique is there. Everything is coming across to a T. That is awesome. I like that. It's a classic bourbon, but all those additional complexities going on there with that secondary cask draws it to another level. Even in the finish here, like, it is nice and sweet. Alrighty. Add a little drop of water, see if anything can change up here. Boy, I'm really excited. Hopefully we can find some additional notes. Never know. That's why we do this. To see if anything can come out of this. All right, let's go for notes on the water version. Oh, yeah, no, that's a night and day difference. That's dialed back about 30%. Not that it's bad. I mean, it goes very soft, very sweet. Almost give me like rum vibes. Like, just a nice, simple sweet in there. Here you have all the barrel char, the oaks, vanillas, caramels. That's a beautiful nose. That's very nice. Still, again, nothing bitey on there. Not bad. Let's go for a taste. That's an easy sipper. That's actually really good too. It's simplistically sweet. There's a little bit of oak vanilla caramel, a little bit of that orange zest going on in there, a little bit of brown sugar. I mean, it's this, but dialed back probably a good 30%. But honestly, that's not bad. I actually really like that too. Let's go back to the neat version. I mean, the cling that has with the palate. It's got all the richness. It is just crazy. The sweet layers on this. Again, I get a lot of oranges and apples and banana, and the spice layers are there. That is surreal. Like this, I said this on one of their other samples. I don't know how long that one's going to last because that is too darn good. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Get this bottle. That plain that simple. Experience it because that is unique. So, all right, let's talk about market price because we all know market price is market price and it's always going to vary. So, looking around my market here in Indiana, I can usually find this for right around $60-ish. Sometimes upwards to $65, but usually floats right near that $60 price point. It's worth that every day. I wouldn't blink. I'm not going to blink. I'm going to go out and buy a bottle of this because it is phenomenal. The blending techniques on this are beautiful. I do not understand. Whoever they got the helm doing all the blending for this is a mad scientist because I would never have guessed that this wasn't finished in some kind of, rum barrel or like almost, it kind of reminds me of like the whole cigar cask finishing where you're having all these three different types of barrel. Like, oh, we put it in Ambriana and we put it in a rum barrel and then we did this to it. It kind of reminds me of that, but they only used a finishing barrel. How they got that sweet factor of bananas and oranges and the brown sugars, the vanillas, the caramels, everything that's in a great bourbon, but dialed up with that blend is phenomenal. This might be one of my favorite bottles from them right now. That is unique. The take on that is top notch. It's well worth that $60 asking point in my opinion. That profile gets a big thumbs up. And again, if you're interested in learning more about Backbone Bourbon Company, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. The Backbone Bourbon Company, Big Bash American Whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may our last drink of the night be the best one.
I even like it might not.